time. I got myself a Kubota diesel. I don't even know what year it is. I honestly don't know too much about these things. But what I really wanted, this rototiller, and you know, we've got a drive shaft for it someplace. He didn't know too much about how this thing works. There's some kind of issue, like what's going on here, why this bar bends, because then the rototiller won't lift. So I'm gonna have to look into this. I think it's supposed to be straight, or this channel maybe is supposed to be, I don't know. I'll play around with it. I'll get online and take a look at that. So this is just the first look I've had on it. I think this is going to clean up pretty nice, actually. It did run. He fired it up and she runs pretty good. And there's probably going to be some things I need to do. Otherwise, why would I buy it, right? Can't buy something that just works right out of the box. I think I'll reset this deck. It's kind of just sitting on my strap here. Ooh, and it's into the tire. That's not a good thing. So I'm going to redo this deck right now. Okay, that's strapped in a little bit better. I don't think it's going anywhere now. All right, let's hit the road. All right, so I got this thing unloaded here, and I did a little bit of pressure washing on it, and I fixed up this whole 3-point hitch system here. So now I've got the top bar on there the way it's supposed to be, and it works fine now. It lifts up just fine. But what I want to do next is get on a blade. Okay, I don't know the year on this yet, but it is a Kubota B5100e. Just a 2-wheel drive jobby, and that's fine. I don't, you know, the 4-wheel drive ones are a lot more expensive, but it's got the little 2-cylinder diesel engine in it. It runs beautifully. All right, so diesel fuel. I put a battery on it that I had on the shelf, and it works beautifully. I thought that battery was junk, but no, it worked great. So, oops, I left my key on. I was playing with it, but the way this works here, let's take a look at the dash. So when you turn the key to the left, all right, I won't do it, but when you turn it to the left, it's spring loaded. You have to hold it. And then up in this window up here is a little, like a glow plug. I think it's just an electrical wire, some kind of a filament, we'll call it. And when that glows cherry red, that means your glow plugs on the 2-cylinder engine there are also glowing red, and you can then turn the key to the right, crank it over, and it starts. I have a little issue when my key is on. The oil pressure light is not coming on. It's supposed to be on as a test, and when you start the tractor, it goes out. So I got to look at that, see what's going on. I might need a pressure switch. Headlight switch, yes, that's fine. I forget what this is. Oh yeah, I know. This is a decompression valve. So if you're having, say you've got a low battery or you're having trouble starting it, you can pull the decompression switch out. As soon as it starts, you push it back in, and she's running fine. No idea what this is. I don't even know, because there's nothing there. Hour meter, not there. Let's get into some of these controls here. So it's obviously not hydrostatic. This is a full manual transmission. There's a 4H pattern, like would typically be a 4-speed here, but it's actually more like a 6-speed or an 8-speed, I suppose. 2 reverse, and then 6 forward gears, depending on this lever here, this one here, which works your high and low range. So you know, the faster setting is down, and then of course when you're creeping, you throw that lever up, and then it just relates to the numbers on the H pattern there. You know, to be honest with you, I've just been throwing it in the gear and cranking it just to see what happens. This little lever here is for the rear PTO. Oh, I guess for the front, no, it'd be just a rear PTO speed. So you got a high and a low speed for your PTO shaft, which I now have the tiller hooked up to, so you can't actually see it coming out of there, but it's there. I guess some implements you'd want to run slow, kind of like the tiller. I don't think you want to crank it up. And some implements you'd want to run high, like maybe a lawnmower, maybe even a snowblower. So I just have it in neutral right now, so that it doesn't turn at all, so that when I'm driving around, it's not turning the implement. And of course the clutch here. Your right foot's a busy boy on this side. We've got 4 pedals to deal with here. 2 of them are brakes, so you can actually brake either side of the tractor. So if your front end's light and it's not steering, you can actually pick one brake or the other and it helps you hook around. Or you can lock them together and then you got one brake. So then right underneath the brakes is a little gas pedal, you can see. And then we've got another pedal here you can throw your heel on, and that will lock up the rear transaxle. So both wheels will be locked together. Say you're just spinning one tire on ice or something, or in mud, you can hit that pedal and it'll lock both rear wheels together and give you better traction. We have a little switch up under here that works the front PTO, which isn't installed right now. It came in a box. I have all the parts, but it's not connected right now. So that would run your say your mower deck, or if you have a front blower on it, I suppose it would do that too. But the way you shut this tractor off is not with the key. You just put the throttle. This is your throttle, so you pull it back to go faster, to rev the engine up, pull it forward to idle it down, and then there's a little yellow lever here. You just pull that up and it shuts the engine off. This is for your for your 3-point hitch control. So pull it forward and it's gonna set it down, which kind of to me seems to be opposite. I would think if you wanted to raise the PTO, you would push it forward, like up. So yeah, when the tractor's running, you push it backwards and everything comes up in the air. I don't know, I still think that's opposite of the way it should be. There's something going on in here I don't know about though, and that is, I believe this is a hydraulic line that you can hook into. Maybe somebody can explain this a little bit better, because I don't know how to work it. So if you took that nut off, you could put on a hydraulic line and do what with it? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Does it run? Does it use the hydraulic fluid in the transmission, or is there a reservoir in there? I don't know. Or is this just to add fluid and this is your level down here? Okay, I'm gonna need a little input on this. I mean, I can find it online too, but yeah, let's get a few comments up here and maybe you can help some people out. This is where you adjust your stops for the PTO, or for the 3-point hitch. Yeah, so you just set them so that, you know, it's okay. So there you see it's touching this stop right here. That means that's as low it's going to go. So as soon as it drops and hits this stop, then that's as low it's going to go. When you raise it up, this is going to ride up and it's going to hit this one at the highest point you've set. These are adjustable, obviously. And that's the way that works. Don't know what this yellow plug is. I did find a manual online. I also don't know what this is over here, but I see there's a plug here. Yeah, working off of that. So would that be for a rear light maybe? This roto-tiller turned out to be gold. When I bought it, it was just covered in dirt, so I had no idea what color it was. But now you can see it's just gold. And there's some things I need to do to it, but not too much really. I mean, I've spun it and I made sure it worked. The main thing I need to do is get everything greased. There's grease nipples all over the place. I've oiled the chain and it's all loosened up now. It was seized up pretty solid, but I've been running it a little bit just to get things loosened up. And the only reason I only ran it a little bit is because this chain adjuster is not adequate. It's just a piece of steel bar into the chain. Well, I'm just going to put a sprocket on it. I'll just get a sprocket on that. I'll fab something up. I'll drill a hole, mount it, and then that will be fine. And then this thing works great. All right, so I want to get this thing into the garage here and get this blade set up. So Come on, let's get in the shop and do some work. So I have the rototiller attachment off on the back here so I can get underneath and figure out a system to hook my plow. That's a rear mount for the front plow, and then of course it runs underneath and then sits on the ground right now. So I'm trying to rig it up so that I can use the PTO lift that the deck would normally use. So we've got rods here that would swivel up because they're attached by cables. You'll see I got them undone. So yeah, this will lift up on the front of the deck, and then there's another one on the back that would lift up. I got it out right now. You know, when you buy a machine, sometimes you wonder, why is the why is the front PTO removed? Why is the deck off? Why is everything disassembled? Well, I think I figured out why. Let's go take a little walk outside here. So this piece would sit in the middle of the underbelly of the tractor, and these rods would, well, these would connect with chains down to the back of the mower assembly, and it would raise and lower it based on rods that feed off of these two things. So this would rotate. Well, see if you can see what's going on here. Can you make out the bend the bend in that rod? Somebody, I don't even really know how, but somebody has just drilled a rock or something underneath there, and this deck lifter, we'll say, is not rotating. No way would this deck go up or down. She's seized in place. So I'm gonna have to, this will be mounted underneath to the tunnel, we'll say tunnel of the tractor. All right, 2 bolts on each side, and then this would rotate up, and then there's another one, a rod would attach here, come up to another one, and it would rotate with it. You adjust the rods so that they rotate, you know, lift and lower at the same, you know, the same amount. This one's C solid, therefore the one to the front isn't going to go either because this is not rotating. All right, time to get the sledgehammer to this and straighten this out and get this thing, because it's not, it won't move even a little wee tiny bit. I got all the grease off of it. I took it to the parts cleaning tank and degreased it. So now it's just a matter of hammering away on it and getting this thing, you know, hopefully there's grease in here. It's not all seized up. So yeah, if I hit that there, hit it here, that's gonna hurt. Holy. All right, let's see if I can't figure out a way to get that to turn now. All right. It's turning. It's not happy about it. There we go. Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Forget the hammer. Oh yeah. No wonder the 3-point hitch wasn't able to work the mower deck at all. I think we're pretty good now. I mean, that's pretty loose. So we're there. But definitely the PTO is going to pick that up now. And I'll probably just reach in and keep squirting penetrating fluid in there. And it'll work its way all through in there and get everything all loosened up. There's probably metal filings galore inside of this thing that just aching to rust and seize this thing up again. But at least I know if I have issues what it is. And it's not that hard to pull off. They're just little clips that hold these cables on, or these rods on. And then, you know, 4 bolts, 2 on each side of the tunnel. And I haven't had these hooked up to anything yet. This is for the deck. So, kind of a shame the entire front PTO and everything was removed to get that deck off and figure out what's wrong. And I don't think anybody figured out what was wrong. I didn't even notice it until like an hour ago. So here's how this works. Okay, you're going to see this, we call this a tab. All right, so it's locked as high as it can go by this connection to the 3-point hitch. So when the hitch comes up high enough, it's going to hit this and start raising the deck too. So not only is it going to lift up your attachment on the back, but it's going to also lift up the deck. So, you know, typically when you're cutting the grass, you don't have an attachment on the back, and it's just going to work this up and down. That plate I showed you at the back is connected to this rod, which connects to this sort of, we'll call it the intermediate, or no, we'll call it the rear deck lift mechanism. All right, because by itself, it lifts the rear of the deck. And it's still a little too stiff for this little short part for me to just turn it with my greasy hands. But so we'll get that connected on first. And I don't really care about the adjustment of this right now. When I put the deck on, I'll worry about getting the deck sorted out. But I'm not doing grass with this quite yet. I want to get the snow plow figured out. Now, the one that goes to the front is here. I've got a chain hooked up just underneath it temporarily. I'll put eye hooks into my plow bar here. The plow goes from front to back, so the plow is up at the front. Its frame runs all the way to the back and connects at the back of the tractor. But I want to use the hydraulic lift, you know, the more deck lift. So I'm just kind of throwing a chain on it underneath it, and this is the front more deck lift. And the only way it'll work is if we attach a rod to it and to the rear deck lift mechanism. So that's what happens. Let's do that. Here we go. Okay, so those two are in. This is kind of just a mock-up of what I'm going to end up doing. It works, it functions, and it's just a matter of adjustments. Happy me. That is the first time I've actually fallen down in years. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts a lot. What a dumbass. What dumb thing to do. I just went to jump on these both and I missed one and it slid out on me like that. This is exactly what you mean by walk it off, son. Walk it off, because walking it off is the only way to fix this. There's no blood, just my toe. Yes, my toe hurts. Hurts. Oh, I'm bleeding on my chin. How did I do that? Oh, just a little bit. Oh, I skinned my knee. All right, pain gone. You know, if you subscribe, you're going to see so many injuries if you're into that kind of thing. Definitely subscribe and hit the bell and all that other stuff. It's like, I don't care. Just hit a bunch of things to trigger the algorithm, and maybe I'll get more than 16 views on this thing in 3 years. I think. Maybe. Hi.
Is it all on camera? Oh, I gotta see it. Oh, you gotta let me
I might have to delete it.
No, but you have to let me watch it first. You have to.
But
you got to watch my tumble.
What tumble?
At the stupid river when I went to lean over and the chair was on the hill and I went over it.
Not on camera.
No, but I need to.
I didn't get to watch it over and over again.
Well, I have to watch it over and over, but I need to see it once.
Okay.
Come on, you have to.
I think I can get this out of here now. Awesome! Oh my God, that works good. All right, that system works fantastic. Yes, I used to have that blade on this tractor, but I no longer have a use for this tractor, so it's gonna have to go. And it's really in good shape. I mean, except for the fact that it's been sitting for a long time, like since the winter. So that's, I don't know how many months, maybe 9 months. And now it's decided it's got no spark. So I did use a little emery cloth on the points. Still no spark. So now I got to get into the front, pull the nose off, check the coil. Hoy, why? This thing is always dead reliable. It always starts. But it's punishing me for trading it in for this. So We got us a rototiller. We got a tiller on the back, running good. I gotta set up a much better chain adjuster. I'm gonna drill this little plate here and put a gear on it, so that, you know, a gear actually, the chain rides on a gear, not it's riding right on steel. Can't have that. Plow hook up at the back worked out nicely. Rods run all the way up to the front, and the blade lifts right now with full 3 PTO. Right now with full 3-point hitch up, the blade's up about 2.5 or 3 inches, which is, you know what, fine. When it was on that tractor, it was only up about 1/2 inch, because it took forever to raise that blade with that electric hydraulic cylinder that was hooked up to it. Definitely going to get this hooked up, this chain system down there hooked up better. When I look at what it just did quickly on the gravel driveway here, I'm quite happy with that. I mean, it dug down and it smoothed it out. It scraped in. I'm going to actually do the whole driveway maybe tomorrow. And yeah, I like that. What I plan on doing is scratching the surface with that rototiller. So drop it down light on the driveway, and not, because this is really hard packed ground. It hasn't been tilled in about 1,000 years. So I'm not going to even try to dig deep with this thing, but I'm going to scratch it maybe 1 inch and loosen up the top, and then go over it with the blade, smooth it out. Next year we're paving this driveway, so this is really just going to be more or less just a project to play and see how it works out. Oh, the deck is by the deck. I know it's just a little B5100. And I know they got bigger tractors, but it's going to do the job for me. And it's got a more deck too, so, you know, when I'm not doing all this landscaping, I am going to have to cut grass. Okay, I'm in pain. I gotta go watch this. My woman is more anxious than I am to go see my fall. I think that's mean. All right, from Ontario. Thanks for watching Ontario Tube.